BBC Hooniverse.
Hello. If I was a showrunner of Doctor Who, here's what I would do to make Doctor Who amazing. First of all, I wouldn't have Doctor Who on every single year. Why would I not do that? So I would be there showrunning Doctor Who for between 3 and 5 years. Now, the reason why I wouldn't have Doctor Who on every single year is because I would have room for spin-offs. So, here's how it would work. Year 1. I would film Doctor Who the year before I'm announced as a showrunner, because obviously you have to film it in advance. And whilst that series, which would be 13 episodes instead of 8 episodes, I would then be working on a spin-off based on a historical character from the show's history, or I would adapt a Big Finish spin-off for TV. Then you get a 13-part series of that spin-off, unless I turn it into a children's spin-off. You can get Doctor Who on in the same year. Then the following year you get the next series of Doctor Who, but this time I'll experiment by putting the spin-off on BBC 3, so that we could also have a spin-off a few months after the main series has ended. I'll be listening to the fans. I wouldn't write every single episode. I would write episode 1, episode 13, and episode 5 in every series of Doctor Who. And I'll bring on brand new writers. I'll bring on brand new writers for some episodes. Well-known writers that have written for TV Who before. And some Big Finish writers as well. For the spin-offs, I would only write episode 1 and episode 5. The rest of it will be given to a Big Finish writer who have chosen because they want to write for TV. Who I have chosen because they want the challenge. And here's what spin-offs I would produce. Now, as I have said, I am now the showrunner of Doctor Who in this scenario. So, what spin-offs am I making, and why am I making that spin-off? Well, the spin-off I'm making is about a character called Adric. Yes, I'll make a solo spin-off of Adric. Or I'll make a solo spin-off of the Fugitive Doctor. But the spin-off that I've chosen to do in my first year of Doctor Who, it is the Paternoster Gang. Yes, I've made it so that I've asked Big Finish if it's possible for them to animate their back catalogue for YouTube. They've said, what's our budget? And I've said, about 100,000, 150. And they've said, well, we can at least do one box set. So what box set do you want to do? I've said, the very first box set, because I want to sort of adapt some of the second box set for TV. And once we've done that, and once we know it's successful, I then want to move on and make an original Paternoster Gang episodes for TV. I would do this because the Paternoster Gang A, in my opinion, are quite popular. They are quite memorable. They're funny. And I do think they needed more time on TV. I mean, I wanted them more on screen. So, more time for them is always going to be brilliant. It also means I can do more comedy drama rather than straightforward sci-fi drama. So sci-fi comedy drama is what it would be. And so, what else would I do what would I do with the main series of Doctor Who? Well, as I've said, I would bring it back to 13 episodes instead of 8. And what I'll also do, and this is going to be really fascinating, I will also bring back Martha Jones for an episode. Yes, one episode will feature Martha Jones, one episode will feature Unit, and one episode will feature the cast from the Sarah Jane Adventures that isn't Sarah Jane because they've killed her off in the show's history. But the whole episode will be about him getting a phone call saying Sarah Jane has passed away, and now he has to go and meet up with Luke, Clyde, Rani, and Maria. Because Luke and Clyde and Rani are at Sarah Jane's funeral, and so is Maria. Maria Jackson, she's returned for that purpose. And so, what would you do if you were in charge of Doctor Who? Who would you cast as your Doctor? Because you've got the opportunity to do whatever you want. For me, I think I would cast... It's a tricky one, but I'm going to have to say, if she wants to, I'll cast Ashley Stories as the Doctor. Because she's brilliant in the TV series Dinosaur on BBC Scotland. So I think she would be cracking as the Doctor. She turned it down because she thinks, no, I don't really want to do that. Then I'll either go with, I'm trying to think who my favourite actors are that isn't David Tennant. Because we need actors that aren't. I'll get Lee Mack or David Mitchell. If I had to go in a completely different direction from any of them, I think I would go for Long LFLP because she looks cracking on the front cover of the Radio Times, and I would keep her in that outfit that she's got on the new cover of the Radio Times. I'll also, if I've been told I'm only allowed to bring back, I'm allowed to use a previous Doctor to be the next Doctor to explore, then I would bring Joe Martin back and have Joe Martin and be, and instead of it being Doctor Who, for my era, it would be the further adventures of the fugitive Doctor. That would be the subtitle to the words Doctor Who. So it would go Doctor Who, the further adventures of the fugitive Doctor, where in this scenario, Shooter Gatwa has regenerated back into the fugitive Doctor, and it becomes a massive shenanigans, and no one knows what's going on, and they're like, what's going on? Woo! And it just becomes a fascinating series from then on in. So, what would you do if you were showrunner for the day? Do tell. Tell me what about. Bye!
Don't forget to subscribe to the official Tom Mason YouTube channel.